Let me tell y'all what happened to me once I got to the pool party. When I got there, the $26 line was almost down the street. Mind you, I just got there. I didn't even know the prices at this point. But when I saw the line was that long, I had to figure out a way to get in there. I saw a security guard, so I go walk up to him and I'm like, hey, are there any sections left? Who do I talk to get a section? He was like, him right there with the red hat. Red hat was all the way at the front of the line. I just needed a reason to skip everybody. I'm sorry. I really was going to buy a section, but I knew I had to say something to get me up there. So once I walk up there, I'm like, hey, how much are the sections? He's like, 1,200 for 10 people, 2 bottles. I'm like, okay, how much is it to get in? He said, not him. The lady that was like taking the money from people in the line, she said, you standing in the $40 line. The $40 line was empty. I'm the only one standing there because I'm trying to get close enough to talk to him. That was the $25 line all the way down the street. So once I found out it was for 10 wristbands, I'm like, let me get inside and like see how it's looking. So I paid the 40, and I walked in and I started walking around. I'm on the phone with my cousin and a girl walks up to me and she's like, are you here by yourself? I'm like, yeah. She like, come with me. So I follow her and I go sit down with her and her friends. They already sitting in a section. As we sitting down talking again to know each other, she says, well, I'm not going to lie to you. This is not our section. We're going to have to move when the people who bought it come. I was like, well, I'm thinking about buying a section. She was like, for real? How much you want me to put in on it? So boom, that's when we started talking about that. She was like, actually, I asked the bottle girl, were there any sections left? And she said it wasn't. So I'm like, okay, we're not going to talk to the bottle girl. I talked to the lady at the door with the tennis skirt on, and she told me that I could buy a section from her for $1,200. So we walk all the way out the courtyard, out the party, back to the front admissions where everybody's getting in. And I tell her, hey, I want to go ahead and buy a section. She says, okay, go talk to the lady right there with the black shirt on. The girl with the black shirt on, she was sitting at like a little kiosk desk, and she was responsible for taking money for people who wanted to buy sections. Tennis skirt was responsible for taking money for people who just wanted to get in. So once it's our turn to talk to the lady with the black shirt, she says, okay, you want to buy a section? $1,500. So the girl that I'm with, we're going to call her Orange. Orange was like, she just told me 12. She said, okay, well, have her to come tell me that. So Orange walk over there. The girl with the tennis skirt ends up asking the girl with the black shirt to come over there. So that's when me and Orange started talking. Orange is like, okay, I'm going to give you $300 on the section. She only needed 2 wristbands. We're getting 10, and I'm bringing 5 people on my own. So most of those wristbands needed to go to me because I'm the one with the most guests that's coming. Once black shirt comes back, she's like, okay, well, you can go ahead and get the section. I pay with my card, that $1,200. And the bottle girl ends up saying, come on, follow me. I'm finna take y'all to your section. She takes us all the way through the pool party, all the way through the pool, through all the people to the 3rd cabana. The sections at the pool party were made like little cabanas around the pool. So like the first and the second section, I believe, was for the birthday girl. The 3rd section was supposedly empty, but there was like 3 or 4 dudes sitting there. You know how people do when ain't nobody at the section. So the bottle girl is like, they just bought this section. You're going to have to move. All the other dudes start moving, but it was this one dude who lagged behind, and he was like, this is my section. But he said it kind of in a joking way, and he was still getting up. So we didn't, he was just talking. So after he left, she was like, I'll be back to get y'all bottle orders and all of that, da 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 da. So we sit down, we start getting comfortable, we making videos, we talking, having a good time. Mind you, I just met them, and they already a vibe. I would say 5 minutes later, the bottle girl comes back, and we expecting to tell her, up, done, and Casa, please. She said, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have y'all move. I'm like, why? Orange is way more ticked off than me. Orange was like, for what? We already paid our money, da 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 da. She was like, well, that guy had already bought the section. We just didn't know because it's 2 different people selling sections. So Orange was like, well, what if we want our money back? The bottle girl immediately turns away and walks away like she finna go get the money right then. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't ready to leave. I felt like I felt in my toes that I was gonna have a good time. So I'm really trying to negotiate. I end up going back to the front to find the bottle girl. And I said, I'm sorry, I really couldn't hear you when we was in there. We can't sit where we were supposed to sit at. What's the options? Like, what can we do? She said, I can either move you further back, like in a cabana that's still like on the ground with the pool, but you just going to be all the way in the back by the bar, or I could take you upstairs to the balcony. So I'm like, okay, let me go tell my friends and see what they want to do. When I go back inside the party to find my friends and talk to them and see what they wanted to do, they said that the man was basically woofing at them, and he was like, y'all go ahead and get up out my, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the L out my, Yeah, I ain't even buy this one, even my section. I just went and bought it. Like bragging, like letting us know, like, oh, when y'all made me move because this was y'all section, I went and bought it from you. So Orange was like, I really feel like he's somebody known that just got pulled like that, because there's no way he would, if that was his section, he wouldn't even got up. And the fact that he's telling us right now that it wasn't his section, that means they sold it to him after we had already bought it. So I go back to the front to find a bottle girl, and I'm like, listen, I know this isn't your problem, but the man just admitted to us that he did not buy the section. He said that he went up here and talked to y'all and got the section from us. She said the dude that was already sitting there, basically he bought a 1942 bottle through his bottle girl and tipped her. So he thought he was going to be able to stay there. Once y'all came, he knew he wanted to be there because he's friends with a very known rapper. He came and bought the section. So I'm asking her, I'm like, don't you think that's wrong? She was she was like, I can't say nothing like that. If I know it is confusion, so if you want to talk to somebody, go talk to the girl with the yellow hat. I already was familiar with the girl with the yellow hat because I believe she's the one that gave me the receipt when I bought that $1,200 section. So I go and I wait to talk to her because she's talking to some other people. And she was like, hey, didn't we seat you with your section? What's wrong? Oh, we did have to move you, didn't? And she kept doing what she was doing. And I was like, yeah. And that's what's kind of not sitting right with me, because the guy that y'all sold the section to, he came and told us that he didn't have the section purchased already. He came and bought it off of us because of who he is, basically. And he was cussing, telling us to get the F and da-da-da-da. And she was like, I don't even know why he would say that in the first place. It's not that he bought the section off of y'all. He's friends with a very known rapper, and he just wanted to make sure that he sat next to him. Ain't that what I just said? So I'm like, okay, well, I see that there's nothing that can be done here. I go back inside and I tell my friends what happened. And, you know, we're contemplating, do we want our money back? Do we want to take the section on the balcony? Because the balcony, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a balcony. But we was in the middle, like we was right in the middle of the party. We done got settled. And then they take the section from us, and come to find out they sold it to somebody off of. So we decided to stay, and I'm not going to lie, I'm glad we did. We had such an amazing time. I met some good people, did a lot of networking, and I say, you know, it was kind of crazy. It was like, dang, that's how y'all do people, but it was a cool experience. I'm not even mad.